In this video, I'm going to show you how you actually make money trading the financial markets. How to go from $0 to a six-figure trading account. Hello and welcome to the Pine Street Capital YouTube channel where we talk all things trading and investing. My name is Ron and I'm the managing partner of Pine Street Capital. I've been trading for over 6 years and this is the most powerful training that I have delivered to date. Now, this is the video that I wish existed when I started trading back in 2015. It would have saved me 2 painful years that I spent just trying to get profitable within the financial markets. And one thing that I wish I knew back then was how I could actually stop thinking like a retail trader and start applying the professional trader mindset that you're going to learn within this video. So just to recap, we've covered 3 important topics within this video series, which are number 1, what is trading? Number 2, can you make money from trading? And number 3, the dark side of the industry. And if you haven't watched those, I'll link them up here. One of the most important topics that I covered within the previous videos was the fact that an academic study was done on traders, about 19,000 of them, 19,646 of them to be exact, and only 47 of them, that's 0.24% of them, were actually able to make more than $0, right? And what I forgot to outline in the previous videos was that only 13 of them, that's right, 13 of them were able to make more money than a bank teller, right? And if you're in this industry, then you're obviously in here because of the lucrative returns that are potentially there, right? And if most of the traders don't even make more than a bank teller, then is it really as lucrative an industry as most people think it is? Well, the mere fact is most people do it the wrong way. They approach trading with the retail trader mindset. That's why so few of them ever succeed. So the average retail trader has a 0.24% chance of success, right? So whether you're a type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4, type 5 retail trader, there's no point in trying. You're just wasting your time and money. But if you want to approach this industry like a professional, then the stuff that I've got within the presentation that I've got for you is exactly what you need. Now, the format of this presentation is a bit different from all the others in that I use pivotal moments within my own journey to show you the path that you need to take in order to do this right. Learn from my mistakes, learn from my successes, and let's get into the presentation.
I'd like to start off this presentation by acknowledging and thanking you for the time that you've spent with me today watching this video, because I'm sure you'll agree with me in saying that time is one of the most valuable resources that we have. So I'm going to do my very best to make sure that your time spent watching this presentation is very well worth it. So in this presentation, what you're going to discover is you're going to discover our 3-step system to go from literally $0 to trading a $100,000 trading account. And the reason you're probably here is because you want to take advantage of this powerful vehicle that can, number 1, significantly increase your investment returns or earn you a full or part-time income, right? And that's exactly what trading will do for you. But before we get into all that, let me tell you a bit about myself and my background. So my name is Ron and I'm the managing partner of Pine Street Capital. I'm a registered derivatives trader in South Africa. I also became a member of the South African Institute of Financial Markets. I'm a member of the Institute of Risk Management in South Africa, and I've got a BCom in Economics and Finance from the University of Cape Town, right? So that's a bit about my credentials, and let me take you back to 2015 when I actually started trading, right? So I started trading back in 2015 whilst I was in my first year at the University of Cape Town. And if you walked into my room at any given time, this is exactly what you'd find. You'd find me in front of my laptop with a chart there, probably a whole bunch of indicators as well. But this really typifies what the beginning of my journey was like, right? And this was when I was still sort of demo trading and sort of buying simulated shares of Apple and things like that. And it eventually snowballed into me opening my first trading account, right? And that's when I really started to take it a lot more seriously. So on weekends, this is where you'd find me. You'd find me at trading seminars, sort of trying to build up the knowledge that I needed to have a profitable trading strategy of my own. So credit to the Investment Society at UCT, because they would organize these events whereby professionals within the industry would come and teach us about the markets, right? And this was literally me at every single event. I was always that kid at the back, but I always had my hand up because I always had a question. And that just shows how proactive I was in my entire learning approach from the beginning. And the thing with being proactive and working hard at something is that when you don't see the results of what you're doing immediately, it becomes really painful, right? So that's literally what happened to me, because I started spending sleepless nights looking through different videos, trying different strategies, and the results really weren't showing, right? So these are a few pictures that show what really happened during that period. You know, that's quite an embarrassing snap that my brother took of me this one time when I had spent all night watching trading videos. So we were flying the next day, and I was completely out. By the way, this picture was taken before the plane even took off, right? And that's a picture of one of my little cousins annoying me whilst I was probably in the middle of a trade, or in fact, I was pulling my hair at the time, so I was definitely in a trade. It was probably close to blowing my account. And that was another picture whereby, you know, I kept going to these trading seminars, but the enthusiasm that I had in the beginning wasn't the same enthusiasm that I did when I started, right? And when you start to lose enthusiasm, that's really when you're in danger of quitting. But with the type of person that I am, this actually forced me to push even harder, right? So I decided, you know what, I'm going all in on this trading thing. So I completely stopped going to lectures and just caught the lecture videos. By the way, I'm not advocating for that. But yeah, I literally stopped going for lectures so that I could focus on my trading for the entire day, rather than just focusing on it from 5 p.m. when I got back from lectures. So I was spending probably 18-hour days on trading related things, right? Then the other 6 hours in the day were for leisure and sleeping. But I can tell you, during that period, I did very little sleeping, as in I probably had bags under my eyes the entire time. So when I went all in on trading, I asked myself the first question: what are the qualifications that traders in South Africa usually have? So that's when I did exams with the South African Institute of Financial Markets, and actually became one of the youngest registered derivatives traders in South Africa. Then whilst I was studying, I also got a job in asset management and tried brokerage as well, just to build my knowledge of the infrastructure of the markets and what actually goes on within the big players, right? Then I also entered a few trading competitions with BVG Commodities, the JSE Challenge. I'm sure some of you will be familiar with these. I was actually a finalist in a lot of these competitions and actually won a prize from the JSE. So this is really when things really started to turn around for me in trading, right? And it took a lot of time and hard work. But what finally hit me was one of the most critical elements that you need in order to trade successfully, and that was simplicity. The moment my trading approach became more simple, then that's when the results literally turned around for me. So essentially what happened was I took my trading account, and this is the growth. Good thing is I documented all of this during the process. So I literally took my 3,000 Rand account, then grew it to about 9,000 Rand. Then from 9,000 Rand, it went to 40,000 Rand to 100,000, well, 110,000, as you can see in the screenshot. So at 110,000 Rand, I was really stunned at the pace of growth myself. And it really shocked me the kind of opportunities that existed within the financial markets shocked me. So what I then did was I decided, let me double down on this again. So at that point in time when I had more money in my trading account, what I then did was I upgraded my trading platform. And I mean, when you look at the old trading platform that I used to use, I almost cringe when I think that I actually used to trade on that. If you're trading back in 2015, 2016, I'm sure you'll remember the Mobi Trader platform that GT247 had, as in terrible user interface. But anyway, I upgraded my trading platform, so now I was trading with a more reputable broker, and they had all these checks and balances that you needed to meet. They had a minimum wealth requirement actually that you needed to meet before actually trading with them. So I opened an account with them, and I literally went to the Apple store this one day and I upgraded all my tools. So I got myself a new phone, new laptop, AirPods, Apple Watch, the whole shebang, right? And I knew that I needed to do this because I needed to stay motivated to come to the trading desk every single day. And I'm sure you'll agree with me in saying that, you know, it's a lot more motivating to come to the trading desk when you've got your Mac there as opposed to, say, this old Toshiba laptop that you have. And once you've actually built up the capital whereby you can afford even better tools, I definitely invest in that. So that's exactly what I did. And once I upgraded my tools, I wouldn't say my trading performance completely skyrocketed, but I continued to produce the results that I was, right? And it led me to the point whereby I think that I achieved something that was really great, and that was my very first fund money withdrawal, right? And here's a screenshot of that. I literally received this notification from my broker saying that my withdrawal of 13,000 Rand had been processed. And I think back at it, well, I was thinking of it back then and I was like, wow, I'm a student who is used to living on about 2,000, 3,000 Rand a month, right? And I've just withdrawn 13,000 Rand from a trading account to literally spend on anything that I want. This was completely separate from, you know, the withdrawal that I needed to make because I needed to upgrade my trading tools. No, this was literally money that I could spend on anything that I wanted. And it essentially just set off what was a better life for me, right? This was the first of many, and the good time started rolling in. You know, instead of spending the hours and hours and hours that I used to on the charts over the weekend, I could afford to, you know, sacrifice a morning and afternoon to go out for drinks with friends. I could afford to go for dinners on weekdays during the weekend and things like that. Those were things I wasn't able to do because I was laser focused on what I was doing at the time. And I could go for, well, afternoon drinks again. I could go to the beach. And the one thing that I'm most grateful for that trading allowed me to have back was my health. I could actually afford to go to the gym on a daily basis. You know, before it was charts 24/7. But now I could actually afford an hour or two in the day to go to the gym, focus on my health. And another thing closely related to that was the food that I was eating, right? As in, during that period, I just got into this nasty habit of just eating junk food, right? Or whatever the cheapest thing that I could piece together was. And that's because, you know, my health wasn't very important to me. All I was focused on was trading success, trading success, trading success. And the moment, you know, you're freed of that burden, so to say, and you're actually profitable, I could afford to go and buy food that was literally better for my health. And that was a complete transformation that I'm really grateful to the markets for. So, in terms of the path to success, what I was told when I started out was, you know, the path to success is you take our course where you learn this special strategy that no one knows about. And by the way, this is typically the message you get from most of the Forex trading educators out there. And then they tell you after you take our special course and learn our special strategy, then you subscribe to our signals so that you earn while you learn, which it does have a good ring to it, you know. Then once you're earning whilst you're learning and you master our strategy, you'll be able to continuously grow your account. Then guess what? The magic happens, right? You take your $100 account, turn it into $1,000, turn that $1,000 into $10,000, turn that $10,000 into $50,000, then that $50,000, you turn it into $100,000, right? And they tell you, a lot of them give you unrealistic timelines, and they tell you, you know, this is probably going to happen in the next 3 months, right? And you know what? I bought into this in the beginning, but after having become profitable and gone through all the chaos that it took in order to become profitable, what I would have told you the path of success was back then is I would have told you, number one, you take a course to continuously develop your knowledge and your strategy, right? Number two, once you've mastered your strategy, you'll be able to continuously grow your account. Then number three, the magic happens. You take your $100 account, turn it into 1,000, turn that 1,000 into 10,000, turn that 10,000 into 100,000, right? That's what I would have told you back then after I had been growing my account for a while. But there's just one thing that's wrong with that approach. And it's best illustrated by the 1 week that changed everything for me. So what had happened during that week was I'd been consistently making money trading for quite a few months. I was averaging about 2,000 to 3,000 Rand a day from trading, right? And this is a screenshot of the trading account that I was trading, right? So on that particular day, I saw this unique trading opportunity, and I was like, you know what, I need to press on this. So I got into the position, started working out for me. I added to it, I added to it, I added to it. Then eventually, from a trading account that had an initial balance going into the trading day of 108,000 Rand, within an hour, I was sitting on a balance of, what was it, 260, 70 odd thousand Rand. And that was the equity on the account. So in essence, on that particular one trade that I literally entered for what, an hour or so, I'd made 159,000 Rand. And that was incredible money, no lie, because I remember sitting in my room at that on that night, and I was just like, geez, I am a student in university with no obligations, and I've just made the amount of money that I'd probably make in my first year of corporate in literally an hour. And it was completely mind-boggling. I mean, I literally had a quarter of a million Rand, over a quarter of a million Rand sitting in my account. So what had happened prior to this trade was the day before I had actually reconnected with a friend that I'd met through these investment society seminars that they'd been running, right? So I'd met this guy a year ago, and I reconnected with him, and I was like, hey, let's have lunch. So on Saturday, we then went for lunch, and we're sitting at the table, and we're chatting trading, and the guy asks me, are you profitable yet? Then I was like, oh yeah, definitely. I've finally been able to crack the code of profitability. Then I asked him the same. I asked him if he was profitable, and he was like, oh yeah. After a while, it finally clicked. So I was really excited about this profit that I'd made on this trade, right? So I showed him the trade, and I told him that this was literally a profit that I'd made within an hour. And I looked at him, and he looked back at me almost unimpressed by it. And I was just thinking, geez, if he isn't impressed by this kind of profit in such a short period of time, then I wonder what kind of profits he was making. So I then asked him, so how are you doing with your trading? And he was like, no, I'm doing okay. And he pulled out his phone, and then he showed me the balance on the account. I'll never forget. I'll never forget the balance on that account. The balance on his account was $209,456 US dollars. Dollars, not rands, dollars. So at the time, that was around about 2.9 to 3 million Rand at the exchange rate. And it completely blew my mind. So just like you're wondering right now, I asked him how. If he was not even close to where I was in terms of knowledge of the markets when we were at these investment society meetings, right? He was still learning what is leverage, what is a pip, what is all this, right? Whilst I was trading live accounts and essentially trying to build up my strategy. That's where I was at. And within the space of a year, this guy now had a 200,000 US dollar account when I was sitting at an account that was what, about 20? Well, just less than $20,000, you know. So when I asked him how he was able to achieve this, he told me, and I'll never forget this statement. He said, because I don't believe the biggest lie in the trading industry, and you do. So obviously I asked him what the biggest lie within the trading industry was. And this is the chart that he drew on a napkin for me. He drew an equity curve that goes from $100 to $100,000, right? And he said, as long as you believe this lie, you're always going to line the pockets of those who know the truth. Brokers know it's impossible. That's why they run B-books and are happy to take the other side of your trade. The fake traders on Instagram know it's impossible. That's why they sell you signals so that you trade your money, but they never actually trade their own money. If these guys really could or did turn $100 into $1 million or $100,000 or whatever it is, then where's the MyFX book of the account history? And he then drew another chart right next to it, and he was like, you know what, I'm guessing because you've been fairly successful at this whole approach, you've probably gone like this, right? So he basically drew out what my equity curve really looked like, right? Now, as I was telling the story earlier on, it sounded quite impressive, actually, that I was able to go from literally 3,000 Rand to $250,000, right? And it almost sounds like I did it, it was a smooth journey there. But that is the furthest thing from the truth, you know. I went from 3,000 Rand up to probably about 10,000, blew the account, refunded, then with probably another 1,000 Rand, blew it, then refunded with 10,000 Rand, then this is actually what happened. So when I refunded with the larger amount, I saw a huge drawdown, came back, huge drawdown, came back, and eventually got back to profitability, as in it was more consistent after that. But here's the biggest thing. The biggest thing is those huge drawdowns that I went through, right? And this is going to happen no matter who you are if you're trying to account flip. If you're trying to flip your account, you're obviously going to go through these huge drawdowns where 20, 30, 50% of your account is on the line, and then maybe you get lucky and the markets bounce back in your favor. And I'd had probably 2 or 3 of these narrow escapes. And this is essentially what he drew for me. And it was almost as if he had known about every single thing that had happened with me throughout that entire year. And I was like, oh, wow, you know what you're saying is 100% right. Then he then asked me, how many times have you been in a trade that was more than 50,000 Rand in a loss? And obviously, after having grown an account by that much and sort of gone the account flipping route, I can honestly not count how many times that had happened, right? So I then asked him, so if you're not taking the same kinds of risks that I am, then how on earth are you trading a $200,000 account? What kind of risk do you take on your trades? As in, what's the most risk you've ever taken on a trade? And this is what he said. He said, there's never been a time that I've taken more than 2% risk on a trade. And it's like, there's no way you can make a living. You can make enough profit to live on from risking 1 or 2% of your account. And what he started to explain to me is what I now call the 6-figure system, right? So the 6-figure system is how he had gone from literally zero a year ago to trading a $200,000 trading account. And he saw this early on, and because he worked smarter than I did, he was able to scale a lot faster than I was. He basically explained to me that trading is a high-income skill. And because of that, you have to treat it in the same way that you would any other high-income skill. So there are basically 3 stages that you go through in your development as a trader if you're going to make it into the big leagues. And very few people ever actually get to know this because very few people ever get to trade at a more professional level. So this is how he broke it down to me. There are 3 stages: study, skill, scale. Then he said, Ron, when we met, I was at the first stage, which is the study stage, right? And within the study stage, this is when you're getting to know the market and how it works and developing trading strategies. I went through a whole bunch of courses, attended seminars, watched YouTube videos, attended webinars, and this is a very important step in your development. But the thing with most traders is they spend way too much time there, right? And with what I know now, I would have spent no more than a month there because there's so much irrelevant information that I consumed during that period. And I'm sure you did too. But hey, you live and you learn, right? So the biggest mistake that traders make within the study phase is information overload. And the moment the study phase is taking you more than a month, then best believe you're either consuming content from the wrong sources or you're consuming a lot of irrelevant content, right? So that's the study phase for you. Then where you were at when we met is you were at the skill phase. So at the skill phase, this is after your education and you really start to get to practice the art and science of trading. And you really start to develop your trading strategy, your trading style, along with psychological and risk management aspects. And you start to discover your trading edge within this period. Probably with a few months of profitable trading under your belt, you start to try and grow your account and grow your account and grow your account. And by the way, with the skill stage, this cannot be done on a demo account. As in, a lot of traders come to me and tell me that they're practicing their trading on a demo account, and I'm just like, dude, there's no practice that goes on a demo account. You know, on a demo account, it's meant for you to learn how to use the platform, right? It's meant for you to learn what happens when you hit the buy button, what happens when you hit the sell button, and all the different functionality within it. If you're trying to practice your trading on a demo account, you're just getting a whole bunch of misleading data that doesn't tell you anything about what your performance would be like with real money. So at the skill stage, you definitely need to start with a small account so that you're not risking too much. $100 to $500 is fine. And what he then told me about the skill phase was most traders never get past this point because they're too focused on their account flipping. They think account flipping is how they're going to be successful in this industry. And it's the biggest lie in the industry. That's why most traders never get past the skill phase to break into what is the scale phase. So because of this framework, he was able to get into a larger trading account than I ever imagined possible by taking way less risk than I did. And he then told me that after having talked to some traders, his only focus was profitability, no matter how big or how small, right? This was while he was at the skill phase. He just wanted to be profitable. He didn't care whether it was profitable by making 1,000 Rand or profitable by making 100,000 Rand. He just wanted to be profitable. So at the time, he was trading a 10,000 Rand account, which he then traded up to 11,000 Rand. So he made 1,000 Rand profit in 2 months. And this was the first sign to him that he's probably profitable, right? So with the help of some professional traders he had met along the way, and these guys were managing 7 and 8 figure accounts, he then was able to get external capital. And this is where the magic really happens, right? You now have a high income skill that can generate profits on demand, meaning because of that, you can add some significant value from someone who's looking for alternative investment returns. So think of a high net worth individual, right? This guy has probably $10 million that he's probably going to put in different passive investments. And these different passive investments, just to give you some perspective, if this guy puts his money into the stock market, right? Say the S&P 500, he's going to get a return of, on average, about 10 to 12% a year, right? So in a year, this guy's going to get 10 to 12% return. But if you come to him as a Forex trader and you're like, hey, I can definitely beat 10% a year. I can give you, say, 20% a year. Very conservative, but yeah, I can give you 20% a year on your money. Then you're in a position to add some significant value to that person. And that's the whole idea behind the scale phase. Trading is a high income skill, and high income skills add value to people, right? So at this point, what you do once you're profitable is you literally do what you did on a $100 account, on your small trading account, the trading account that you were able to be profitable on. You then use the same skill that you used to get profitable there on a $5,000 account, on a $10,000 account, on a $100,000 account. And you can scale by depositing more money into your trading account, or you can get external capital, right? And getting external capital from a fund or a proprietary trading firm, if you've been in the trading industry for any amount of time, you'll know it is extremely simple. You don't need any kind of special education within finance or any special degrees all you need is you need to be able to trade. If you can prove that you can make a net profit over a series of trades, proprietary trading firms and funds will be throwing money at you. So let's compare and contrast the approach that I had taken versus the approach he had taken. With me, I had funded my account with a total of probably $2,000 during that period. And I was taking high risks. My trading was really emotional. Trust me when I say, when you're in a trade and you're 50,000 Rand down, you are not going to sleep well. And I didn't. And I had a lot of those narrow escapes. I was lucky enough to make it out. But that's just the reality of it. As in, there's so much volatility, all this up and down, and the emotion that you go through. You have a high chance of, you're basically risking all of your money, right? If you're planning on flipping your account and flipping your account. And over the course of 12 months, you have almost a 0% chance of reaching 100K. If you remember the whole, this one lesson I gave a while back about how retail traders have less than, I think it was 3% chance of success, with the worst retail trader having a 0.24% chance of success, right? That's literally what you're dealing with if you're trying to flip your account. If you're trying to flip your account, you're basically giving yourself the lowest chances of success, right? And within that presentation, I also pointed out the fact that professional traders have they have a 6.67% chance, 6.67 times higher chance of making money than a retail trader. The best of the retail traders has a very small chance to begin with, but then you 6-7x your chances of actually making money in the long run by taking the approach that professional traders take. And this account flipping nonsense, professional traders don't focus on that. With the example of my friend, he had funded an account with 10,000 Rand, right? But you can really take this professional approach with $100. You fund your account with $100. It's less risk on you, and there's very little emotion because as you're trading, you're not trading and taking these huge risks, and none of your own money is at risk once you actually scale up with the external capital. So rather than going through this erratic up and down, up and down, up and down, why not just fund an account, take low risks, and try to build an upward equity curve? And then once you've built an upward equity curve, what you do is you start to seek out external capital. Now, these days with proprietary trading firms, they usually have evaluation processes that range from about 30 days to 60 days. So essentially, they give you a demo account to trade on, and you trade on that demo account. Once you trade on that demo account, you show them that you're profitable. They give you a profit target. If you hit it, then you get the account. That's it. So the moment I learned all of this stuff, it completely blew my mind, and I was just like, something has to change. So I decided that day, no more of this account flipping nonsense, right? And that was the birth of Pine Street Capital. Pine Street Capital was born on that weekend, at that table, at that restaurant, based on a couple of diagrams that this guy had drawn on a napkin for me. So I immediately went into beast mode. Obviously, when I go into beast mode, I'm upgrading my tools again. So I upgraded my tools 24/7 at the desk, trying to get to the next stage, which is scale, right? And fast forward to today, we're helping traders break through this account flipping nonsense every day and actually make money, right? And as far as I know, I'm the only trader in South Africa who's willing to show you verified statistics of trading performance. And you can find that on my FX book. And Pine Street Capital today has the third best trading strategy on the IX social platform with a 234% return, 14% drawdown. We've got hundreds of thousands of dollars in assets under management. And at this point, you're probably asking yourself how you can go about achieving similar results, right? How do I even get profitable at this point in time? How do I even create balance whilst I'm working or studying full time? How do I go about raising external third-party capital to scale? To be honest, I didn't have all of the answers, even when I did start Pine Street Capital. I didn't know all this stuff. So how did I do it? I had a lot of help. And after that lunch, I started surrounding myself with the right people. I surrounded myself with professionals within the industry, number one, and number two, with people who had done what I was trying to do before. And surrounding myself with the right people gave me answers to all of the questions and access to all of the resources that I needed. And that's exactly what I want to do for you today. So to support you and hold your hand in building your consistency and profitability as a trader, if you want to grow your account, generate additional income from trading, or scale up to becoming a full-time trader, what I've got for you is the virtual trading floor. So the goal of the virtual trading floor is to help you grow and scale your trading account by working smarter and not harder, and not taking the same excessive risks that I took when I was still on the account flipping journey, right? So the whole idea is to give you resources that will help you no matter where you're at in the six-figure system. So whether you're at the study phase, whether you're at the skill phase, whether you're at the scale phase, we've got something that will help you level up your trading, right? So the first thing is the Forex Trading Masterclass course, which is basically a course that walks you through all the basics and right into the nitty-gritty details of trading strategy, trading psychology, and things like that, right? So when you're at the study phase, this is the resource for you. Then the next thing we have for you is our proprietary market news feed, Pine Street Capital Surveillance. So this is essentially the equivalent of a membership to Bloomberg, which will give you all of the top news that you need to know. And I'm sure you know how difficult it is if you've been trading for a while to keep up with all of the most important news. That's exactly what Pine Street Capital Surveillance does for you, right? The next thing, and I think this is the most powerful resource that we have, and that's the virtual trading desk meetings. So within the virtual trading desk meetings, I basically walk you through some market analysis and run you through a Q&A and answer all the questions that you may have about trading, right? And just to give you the kind of caliber of people who are on the virtual trading desk, we've got people like Tapio over there who's got 6 years trading experience just like me, and he works in on the more professional side of the industry within private equity, and also they also provide investment research to institutional investors. So he has quite deep knowledge about financial markets. Then you've also got Ronnie, who's the chief market analyst at Squared Financial. So he's basically been in this industry for over 20 years. And he has traded for some really large institutions. He's traded for banks, he's traded for hedge funds, and he's traded really large trading accounts. So this is the kind of caliber of people that you get on the trading desk. But at the same time, you also get access to like-minded individuals on the exact same journey as you. You get access to people who are at the study phase, at the skill phase, and at the scale phase, right? The most valuable thing that you get out of the trading floor is the sense of community. And within a community, you've got that aspect of accountability that you need to succeed. And you've got people who you can ask questions, people who are where you're at right now, people who are above your level, people who are below your level who you can help out as well. So that's the other valuable resource. And another thing that you get is you get coaching and mentorship. You get access to myself and my team, and we can help you with your trading on an individual basis. And this is something that you will not get anywhere else, right? Professional coaching from a trader with verified trading experience. That's something you don't get anywhere. I mean, you can already see the value within the virtual trading floor, but on top of that, we've also got an additional bonus, which is we've partnered up with some of these proprietary trading firms to help you scale up your trading. And some of these proprietary trading firms are willing to give you up to $100,000 in starting capital once you're able to pass the challenges. Up to $100,000. And once you pass these challenges and you get funded, we also provide you with additional rewards on top of that to help you out with your funded account. That's the thing. With proprietary trading firms, they don't just limit you to that $100,000 initial investment that they make in you. Some of these proprietary trading firms are willing to scale you up right into the 7 figures. Now, I know I called it the 6-figure system before, but it's the exact same process that you use to scale up to 7 figures. And the prop firms that we've partnered up with can definitely get you all the way up to seven figures. So just to summarize, what you're going to get is you're going to get the Forex Trading Masterclass course, and you learn the basics of trading up to a very simple and profitable trading strategy. And if you've been in this industry for any reasonable amount of time, then you know that any decent trading course will run you up to maybe $1,000 to $2,000, right? So let's just be conservative and put a 20,000 Rand value on the course, right? Then the next thing you're going to get is our market news feed, and that's the equivalent of a Bloomberg subscription, and this is lifetime access to Pine Street Capital Surveillance, right? And it would be conservative to put a 10,000 Rand value on it, right? Then the next thing is the market analysis group meetings. My gosh, this is a priceless resource. Very priceless resource. I mean, you get access to professional traders and like-minded individuals on the exact same journey as you, right? Let's conservatively, very conservatively, put a 20,000 Rand value on that. Then as for the coaching and mentorship that you get from me and my team, I'm sure you can imagine what my time is worth right now. I mean, the alternative is I could probably go and trade and make a lot of money during the time that I spend actually coaching and trying to make you better, right? So let's conservatively put a 50,000 Rand value on the time that I spend in actually coaching and mentoring members of the virtual trading floor, right? Then as a bonus, you get access to proprietary trading, to our proprietary trading firm partnerships. And these are exclusive rewards that you get once you pass the challenges. So these exclusive offers help you to get up to 100,000 Rand in $100,000 in funding. That's 1.5 million Rand. And can you place a value on that? Okay, let's conservatively put it at 10,000 Rand. So that gives you a total value of 110,000 Rand. And by the way, I'm sure you can see how conservative I've been in estimating these figures. So total value is 110,000 Rand. Now, I understand that 110,000 Rand is a lot of money. I remember what it was like just getting started out as a trader. But let me ask you this. If all the virtual trading floor did was help you build one profitable trading strategy, which would help you consistently make a profit over a series of trades, would that be worth 110,000 Rand? I don't know about you, but I've got many trading strategies that have generated hundreds of thousands of Rand in trading profits. And I'd happily pay 110,000 Rand for them all day, every day. How much is a profitable trading strategy worth to you? The second question I have for you is, if all this did was help you get to the point of profitability so that you don't have to spend the same crazy hours in front of your screen that you do trying to make this trading thing work, so that you can spend more time with your friends, family, and the people you love, would that be worth 110,000 Rand? How much is your time worth? Now, after having gone through the learning curve myself, I can tell you that this is money that you're going to spend either way throughout your trading journey. You can call it school fees. You're either going to pay it in trading losses, in signals and robots that don't work, or you can use it on a powerful trading community like the virtual trading floor. But because you've made it this far into the training, I'm going to give you a very special offer. I'm not going to charge you 110,000 Rand for it. I'm not even going to charge you 10,000 Rand for it. I'm not even going to charge you 1,000 Rand for it, actually. Just click on the link below to find out what the special offer is, but please do keep in mind that due to the personal attention that members of the virtual trading floor receive, we are going to be closing enrollment soon, and the price will increase once we reopen it. So once you click on the link below, make sure you act now to secure your spot on the virtual trading floor, because I can promise you this special price will not be there forever. But other than that, I really look forward to helping you out with your trading, and I'll see you on the virtual trading floor.